Libra. Today, the hermatologist is going deep within the soul. We've been having some very intensive awakenings. I'm going to say it like that. This is not for the weak. This content is not for the weak today. The cards that I have out around me, we're going in on deep inner child trauma, deep suppression, any kind of psychological, mental, emotional, gaslighting, narcissistic abuse that you have suffered. We're outing it today. We're pulling it to the forefront. We're dragging that shit out and we're not having it. These are the side effects of taking the red pill. I'm talking to anyone who's been on a spiritual journey for at least 6 years. And we're awakening together today because God wants you to step forward and align to the next leg of the race. The mission's about to level up for you in your lives in major ways. God wants to affirm to you more than anything else what's next. And he wants you to close out any old cycles that are keeping you lingering here. There's a little bit of stagnancy I see for Libras, because as you start to ascend, right, there's a karmic relationship here from a healing woman I see. And as a result, this could be your mother who was a healer or spiritualist, or give me a second, a place that you grew up in. I'm looking at Africa. I'm looking at lands far away. I'm looking at prosecution, judgment. You could have been judged for being a different race, a different complexion in your family. Wow, this is real shit we're dealing with today. The readings today are off the chain deep. Whoever I'm connecting with, you are about to level the fuck up. We don't go this hard in a reading for no reason. When we go here, we're breaking fucking curses, mate. Ancestral curses, fuck you, yeah? Whoever I'm connecting with, you've got about four women in spirit, yeah? So I see 2 grandmas in spirit, but like also great aunts and aunties, you knew them all, yeah? I'm getting African black women as well. Different races are in this reading. I'm not just connecting with one black person, but I'm definitely seeing one person specifically, a whole fucking tribal African village behind you, all 4 black women going off. I could cry, you know. Trying to hold it together. These reads have got me today because I'm out in my own demons as well as I share this with you, and it's a lot to carry, you know. So hold on, let's not break down, guys. Come on, let's keep going because it's deep. I see a medicine man, medicine woman. So whether you're male or female, may I add, yeah, I feel like I'm connecting with the masculine energy. So whatever the case may be, you could be a female, but you've got strong African heritage, real strong African queen, yeah, real strong African man. Either way, if that's not the case, if you are white, if you are whatever ethnicity you are, right, there's something about it in the community that you've been in. So you could be the only white person in a black area, and everyone was like, oh, you're a wigger, you're a rigger, you're not Will, or you're trying to be black, you're trying to be white, you're trying to be Asian, you're whatever, you're trying to be something you're not, yeah. Either way, you could have been adopted, you could be in foster care, you could grow up been adopted into a family of a different race as well, yeah. Greek Orthodox I've also got here, grown up in a different community and social group than you're used to, but you look to the stars. Oh, you look to Brahma. I feel like you know about the supreme god. I feel like you know about Hindi. I feel like you know about Vimanas. I feel like you know about the 7D. I feel like you know about consciousness on a much higher level than most would. Libra, hit the like button if you're resonating with this, because your energy is taking me high. You're very spiritually awakened. You're very wise. You've also got some Native American spirits around you as well. You could have a Canadian links, American links. You're taking me on a journey around the world now. I see that you want to be a jet setter. I see you want to travel around the world, or you've already traveled through Canada, Asia, Switzerland, somewhere in the Himalayas. There's a strip that you've been on, that you went on a world tour, or you want to go on a world tour. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 drop-off points on this journey, yeah? It could be layovers in a flight that you've got coming up or that you want to do, but wow, do I see you journeying, yeah? Also, paganism's here in regards to the Celtic Nordic ideologies. You might even want to watch Brave, yeah? Whoever I'm connecting with, if you go and watch Brave, the ginger girl in the cartoon, there's a message in there for you. Disney movie, classic anime, because in the movie, she follows this little willow. And it keeps calling her. I love Disney movies. They're fucking sensational because they're always spiritual. Moana, spiritual. Frozen, spiritual. Brave, spiritual. Mad spiritual as well. Not even a little bit spiritual. Mad spiritual. Listen, when you think about Brave, she finds this little willow and it takes her on an adventure to her true purpose and destiny. She is destined to save the kingdom. Yeah? Moana, destined to save the island. What about Elsa, Frozen? Destined to save the castle, to save the land, to be the queen. There's always destiny afoot in the Disney anime classic. And that is your story here. You could be a father coming out as well here. Or I'm connecting with someone who's a father, high priestess energy out. I see a woman around you, Libra. I keep looking at this issue with your mother, issues with your mother. I see you got four women in your lineage, passed on, rooting for you. When I tell you they got your back, it's different. I can't even go into the energy because I'll just be bawling. The stuff that, it's so much to deal with. I can't even go there. I'm trying to pull away, and they're like, don't pull away, come in, we want to talk. All of these women, there's too many of them. I can't take them on. They're too intense, and they're so African strong. They're so African righteous. I mean, they're ready to go off. They're trying to put all this stuff around my neck. They're trying to put all this stuff on my head. They're trying to get me straight into a ritual, and I'm like, wait, I don't know what this ritual is. I don't like to take part in spiritual rituals. I don't know. Hold on. They've already dragged me into the village. They already dragged me into the hut. They're already sitting me down on some kind of chair. They've already got me some kind of flower thrown on my head. They're already putting some ashes on my forehead like you would on Ash Wednesday, Shrove Wednesday, right? Where you put, like, known as Pancake Day as well, where they put the ashes across your head. They're doing that. They're trying to put some beads on my arms. They're trying to put some beads and things around my ankles. So you see that there's a tribe, yeah? And they start doing all that dancing in the middle of the mud around the little village huts, and they're doing all these little there's a specific African dance. I see it all the time in memes and stuff, and they're wearing all these kind of masks, and they're doing all this mad dancing. I could stand up and do it, but you can't see me, so there's no point. Full on African patting, like dancing on the ground. These women are strong. They are very unhappy with your mother. Very unhappy with your mother. They know that your mother has taken you off your righteous path. Your mother prevented you from knowing your true heritage. That's what they're not happy about. Very upset, because maybe, I don't think you knew these women. Maybe you knew one of them. Something beginning with M, like Meryl. I can't really. Like, I want to say like Mariola, but it's not right. There's an accent to it, and there's a twang. Marosa, Marola, something like that. Marilla. I can't get it out. But very, 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 very tribal religious group, yeah? I feel like they come from your father's side. I feel like you didn't have a strong relationship with your father, and as a result, you was raised by your mother, who was from a different ethnicity or background, and she didn't raise you on the other side of your heritage, and as a result, these ancestors are livid. They're making sure that ancestral curse is broken. I feel like you've gone on a journey by yourself, but maybe that's why you've travelled to the countries that you travel to get back to your roots, so you can come home to your true self. Native Indians here as well again. So I don't know if you've done an ancestry test. I am also in the process of trying to get one done as well, because I feel like I've got more DNA than that's unaccounted for, that I need to understand, and I feel like that's the same for you. So I would advise you getting an ancestry test or looking at it and really understanding, because someone's like, I don't know, like the whole Cherokee kind of thing, but there is this Native American spirit that comes with you as well. And I see all the feathers, that very specific Asian feathering that goes around your head that they wear, right? And the dancing that they do as well. There's powwow dancing as well, which is indigenous. So I see indigeny here, and I see indigenous cultures. That's the main thing. Beautiful reading, guys. Your energy's electric. Yeah. Your health's healing now. You're going to have some problems with your heart, because I'm looking at the cadavers, and I'm looking at some serious heartache, some problems within your heart, some problems in your heart chakra. And I can see that there's some lessons, orphan cards out as well. You were really blocked off, really, 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 really blocked off. And I see you moving forward now. I see you could have been living with your mum for a really, really long time. You could have been giving a lot of money to your mum, sacrificing your love for your mum. A lot of love and light and overwhelming issues with your mum. At the bottom of the deck, we've got a spouse, yeah? A spouse and energy. And now I think you were living with a woman, could have been your mum or another partner, and it was not very interesting. I don't know how to dissect this. You were giving so much of your time and love to this relationship, right? Whether it was your mum or a lover, a wife, a mistress, whatever it was, you were with someone, right? And whoever you were with, you were living with them, spending a lot of time with them. It says communal living. So when I see communal living, this is just sharing money, you're sharing assets, you're sharing wealth. But when you're living communally, this isn't love and romance. This is, you're walking around the house every day with this person, but there is no love in the room. Yeah, the love is not here. You're just moving forward, gung-ho, living, paying bills. Like, I hate saying this because I feel like a real bitch for it. And I feel like I'm not fair. It's not fair enough for me to discuss this topic because I'm spent more of my time alone and not really in relationships. So I feel a little bit fraudulent sometimes when I talk on relationships because I feel like it just stands by my own perspective, and I don't want that for people. I know 80% of the population prefer to be in loving relationships of any kind. Me, being the hermit and the clairvoyant that I am with all the kind of clear senses I have, I would rather be alone. I would rather die alone. It's really sad, so I don't want to overshare my sadness with you, right? But I would really rather die alone than be in a relationship that is merely communal. Yeah, whereby, okay, we're together and we're saying we're together and we're claiming that we love each other. On the surface, we're looking like we love each other, but the truth of the matter is, we flatlined a long time ago. Our hearts don't beat for each other, not at all. It's just convenience. The land that we have, the house that we live in, the way that we operate, the 9 to 5, the job, the home, the cooking, the dinner, the yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, Mr. and Mrs. ideology, it just works for us. So why not do it? In my lifetime, I've had millions of opportunities. Okay, let me not get zealous. There have been a handful of times in my life, right? And I can only say this from a place of being clairvoyant and a futurist, where I could settle down here. I could do this, you know. This person right here, I could choose them. They could be the one for me. I could have them for the rest of my life. They'll be there. They'll be consistent. We could do this every day. But I knew in my heart and soul always that I wanted more, and I always pushed myself and said I was destined for more. And in the early stages of my relationship, I can't help but push the other. I always push the other to absolute breaking point because I need to see how they respond. I have to. If I don't push them to breaking point, then I'm never going to know for sure. So I always push them to breaking point, and not all of them break. The handful of them didn't break. But what was revealed was still not enough for me to want to cement that for the rest of my life. So relationships I'll get into by 6 months, or even if it's dating for 6 months, by then I know. By then I've already seen the future till the end of time, what could or couldn't exist. And in that moment, I have to make a choice. And so many times in my life I wished, oh, Louise, just go on, just take it. Everyone else would. No one else sees what you see. Just go on being it. At least you'll have someone. You wouldn't be alone. But the sad truth of the matter is I would rather be alone. Yeah, the sex is good. Yeah, we have fun, but it's not enough. It's never enough. I know what I'm looking for and I know what I want. And maybe it's not in this lifetime. I'm prepared to own the fact that it may not be here on this planet at this time. And I'm so still willing to go it alone, because otherwise I'm just going to be operating in the matrix. It's like I might as well, it's like me saying, do you know what? I'm not going to take the red pill. I'll take the blue pill and I'll go back and keep eating the steak and talking to the woman in the red dress, even though I know none of it's real. I'll keep letting the agents morph into me whenever they want, and me just to be absolutely complicit and do whatever they say whenever they ask. Because actually, it's easier than fighting against it and being part of the rebellion, isn't it? Do you think Neo and Trinity really wanted to go on that fucking journey? No, of course they didn't. No one in their right mind really wants to fucking listen to Morpheus, do they? But what else exists if we don't? And that's when your moral integrity is really, really tested, guys. Because in that moment, you really do get put on the firing line. The reading I put out, the one that's an hour and 24 fucking minutes, we speak about what it means to be shoehorned, because I had a dream about it. And a lot of visions about it. To be blocked, to take the red, what are the side effects of taking the red pill? And to be honest, right, I'm looking at someone who has been in a communal relationship, like communal living. They've been communal living with someone and claiming it's a relationship, and you've just been operating with someone and just doing the 9 to 5 Bob's your uncle standard day. This is what love appears to be, because that's how you were born and raised, and whatever your parents put you through, your mum specifically, in relation to the fact that your father wasn't around, has just made you feel like that was the right thing to do. Then you've had a wake-up call, the red pill. The red pill looks like you had a taste of real love. How beautiful is this, right? You had a taste of real love. And the moment you had a taste of this real love now, you were awakened. Your money changed as well. I can't tell you if your money went up or your money went down, but boy, did your life change. You started to read, you could have had a message, a notice, a letter, an email, some kind of confirmation. Could have been related to tenancy, something related to your house, some kind of wake-up call. It could have been a friend as well. I see a friend here. I see a letter, a message of some kind, and I see absolute love and housing and an end of an era. Yeah, I also see a ring here, and we're looking at the spouse card, moving away from the karmic and moving towards a spouse. Then we've got angel and trust and faith. Sexy energy, yeah? I'm going to dig in on it. I want to get an Isis oracle card as well. Give me a second, because there's something here really profound. I feel like I'm connecting with a masculine energy, but I could be wrong, right? Because it could be it's a masculine energy, but it could be male or female. 2 cards coming out. Yeah, because now we've got a queen. Let's see. Wow. No, I see a masculine energy. So this could be a same-sex relationship. Someone is moving into the doorway towards a feminine. This looks like the portal doorway on Mars, when they was like, no, it's not a doorway, it's not a doorway. I'm telling you, it's a doorway. I see it already. So I'm looking at a doorway again here, right? Two people coming together in union. Listen to this. Let me see what it says on the back. Enter the chamber of healing. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or perceived notions, and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Expect your miracle. Any situation that does not appear to be what it's meant to be will reveal itself to you. That's what the card was. And as we say that card is now sitting on top of the communal living. Whatever you were doing, however you were living, the word communal should be enough for you to understand. You could have had lots of people in and out of your working environment, your office, your workspace, whatever it is. Everyone just living communally, doing this standard thing, status quo, 9 to 5, checking in, checking out, morning. Like, I always take the piss out of it, and I feel really rude because I know most people live like this, and I have to understand the way I live is very different. I've been manifesting a very different life for myself for such a long time, and then I look around looking for people who are living like me, and I can't find them really anywhere. And I realise, oh, well, that's what you fucking get when you try to be totally different and create something only you know about and only you really want. So it's going to be hard. Yeah, so that's the message for you as well. Yeah, it is going to be hard for you to step out and go in a total different direction. But if you, like, for me, it's like the standard everyday husband and wife, wake up, do this same routine, morning, breakfast, coffee, out the door, kids, school, whatever it is for you. Oh, I'll be home at this time. What do you want for dinner? That standard rigidity of a day. Now, we all have days and we all have things to do. Everything is going to be samey for a period of time. Nothing's going to be different. We all have the same house. We're going to come to it. We all wake up out of the same bed. We're all going to return to it at the end of the day. We're all going to wake up and do things. Fair enough. But whatever was going on in this reality, it wasn't real. You had the phone call. The rabbit came through and made it abundantly clear to you. Is this Neo? We think you are the one, you know? Whatever the case may be. And in that moment, you've been awakened. Someone's awakened you to love. It could be a project, some kind of foresight, a dream that came true, some kind of epiphany, but you found love again. In a place where you thought you already knew what love was and you were happy and cemented. This could be someone in a 6-year relationship again, 6-year spiritual journey, something for 6 years. I keep getting 666. And over the lot, or 11, 6 or 11 years, 6 years. But over the last 2 years to 11 months, yeah, something happened and you now know what love genuinely is. Listen to this card coming out, the second card. The first card was the chamber card, and it was you walking into the portal. This is what happens on the other side of the portal. This is who's there. The Queen of Heaven. The Queen of Heaven, the divine empress of the skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman. Yeah, I told you about, it doesn't matter about the gender, does it? It acknowledges your feminine authority as a man or a woman. You have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. You found your destiny, Neo. Yeah? Libra, you are indeed the chosen one, and you didn't know it when you were sitting at the computer all that time, working that dead-end job at the desk. But suddenly something's awakened you and something has dawned on you, and now you know. You're chosen, mate. You're destined for more. So last card I've been drawn to pull, Spirit of Isis. Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest. No matter how bold or impossible it seems, let her inspire you. Believe. How profound. Because my quote on Instagram, when I announced that it was the year of the crown, I do have a philosophy, like we've got the year of the snake, the year of the dragon, from Chinese culture. I have my own philosophy around chakras, and this year is the year of the crown chakra. Anyone who's been on the spiritual journey 7 years and gone through that cycle of awakening and intense studying for at least 7, they're waking up. And the mantra of the year for me is believe, believe, achieve, believe. Yeah? Believe, believe, then go and achieve it, and then believe some more, please. Believe, believe, achieve, believe. I'll leave you with a real life scenario. I've been reading tarot for years now. Became somewhat self-employed, hustling on the side whilst a full-time student, doing a little tarot for a little bit of change, a little quick buck, little bit of a busker, if you want to call it that, little haggler schmaggler in these streets. Before that, I had a cupcake business. I've always been ascending and growing business-wise. I was doing some research on social media in 2020 as I was preparing for my thesis for my doctorate, which didn't get improved in the end because it was too radical. So I decided to go independent and go out on my own and branch out as an independent study and master this shit for myself, because I knew the institution wasn't ever really going to receive me. So as I've gone forward now, gung-ho, doing all of this stuff, I've stumbled across a real need to rebrand, expand my business somewhat, get it incorporated, start moving into the ideologies of a franchise and branching out. Even though I haven't got the money on the books, God's got that covered. I'm backed by God. We do as he says. We follow the protocol. We step to the step and walk in line with him, and he will provide as he has continued to do. As every time I make these milestones in my career, and I speak about this a lot, but it's important to share this communal ideology, because I was communally living in my ecosystem. So the Libra I'm connecting with, you've been communally living in a house with either a mum or a wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, long-term partner, where it's just been flatlined for a long time. You've just been going with it. For me, I've been doing that on a much wider scale in my ecosystem, in the community, going at it with family, friends, people in the local community, if you want to look at it like that, just sharing the flatlined ideologies of who I am, not building it on anything bigger. And my ideas keep getting rejected and pushed to the side, and no one seems to care. So I thought, okay, I know I believe in this. God is sending me this way. I'm going to have to franchise up. I'm going to have to rebrand. I'm going to have to step into the lane that I know I'm destined to be, that God's been pushing me in for a while. And as I do that, I go back and I imagine you share, like I've got loads of, go look at my website. When I first made the website, it was a lot more eccentric because I do reverse engineer. So the initial model was me coming from the really large corporate conglomerate style background that hasn't even been scaled yet, but we were scaling backwards, so that's the future. I am a futurist. So I built an amazing website, in my opinion, and I built amazing publications. After I'd done that, after coming out of a real suicidal period of time in my life, really broken down and out, homeless, struggling, not know how I'm going to get by, the moment I've got back on my feet, remember, I haven't heard from any of my family and friends since they teared me down and made me feel like I was mentally insane for believing in the unique stuff I believe in and acting in my own unique ways of being a conduit. In those moments, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't believe I found my way out of the suicidal ideations and the darkness I was feeling. And I can't believe what I've managed to achieve. This is real. This is manifesting. This is who I am. This is who I'm destined to be. And I was so excited to share it. First of all, I kept it to myself. I didn't want to share it. But when I saw family and friends after a long period of time at an event, and there was a walk in what I do now, I thought, you know what? out of respect and courtesy, I'm going to share it with everyone just so they know, just so I can put this to bed once and for all. I'll email everyone, I'll drop them a WhatsApp. I'm already working with people online that I don't know and engaging with them, and they've seen the website and given me gorgeous feedback and really supported my publications. So let me just share it with the ones that I know now, the ones that really know me. And when I've done that, right, going back to the commune lifestyle, the community, the commune, all the people I sent it to that actually I share blood with, I've born and bred with, I look up to them, they're friends, I know them for years. Zero response, nothing to say. And then you get a little bit rocked, you get a little bit shocked, because you're like, whoa. All of you guys were all piping up stuff to say. You were flooding me with all the stuff you've been doing in your life. You acted like you cared about me and what I've been doing. And I say, here you go, here's the link. This is what I've been up to. Check it out and let me know what you think. Crickets all around the room. Crickets all around town. Crickets across the meso. No one's saying shit. And in that moment, you realise, whoa, this community really has flatlined. My existence with these people really has flatlined. And then you go through two mindgasms in that moment. You're like, they either don't understand what I'm doing at all and just don't want to say it, or they don't believe in me at all and don't want to say it. Either way, their inaction speaks volumes. Their silence, bear in mind I've got real issues with silent treatment, their silence speaks loud. Yeah? And as a result of that, whoa, did that really knock me right back into depression for a little while, forced me back to relive those suicidal ideations and everything I had been through. Not going back to that space, but you really just go, whoa, can you believe that I was so low and dark? Because a lot of you actually dragged me there and made me feel like that's where I belonged to be and that I wasn't worth anything. And I've pulled myself out of the gutter, I've pulled myself out of the darkness, I've pulled myself out of depression, pulled myself out of suicidal ideations. I've managed to get myself back on my feet, get my own house, get my life back, rebrand my business, turn myself around. I am a real fucking advocate, a warrior, a sensation in this lifetime. I am making it clear I am destined for greatness. Would anyone like to comment on my successes? Radio silent. It's radio silent. So what do you do? What do you do when you're like, is this thing on? Did that message go through? Did they receive that? Oh. God was shaping you for more. God is preparing you for more. You can see where there is a lack of love. And in my head, I'm getting a loveless marriage, a loveless relationship, a loveless social group, a loveless dynamic, a loveless family. Yeah? If love doesn't really exist there, then you can't expect to feel those high vibes in that space. Yeah, you just can't. If high vibrations do not exist in that realm, then don't expect to go there and feel high vibrational after you leave. Yeah? So just bear that in mind. You've walked away from this now. You're aware it has nothing loving to offer you. Anytime you go back, you will be boomeranged back into a place of absolute trauma and trigger. I'll give you another example, because I've just learned to free my tongue and not care about who engages with my content and how they feel, if they're involved in this or not. But it's true. Like, after I went through all that trauma and the suicidal ideations and stuff, and I moved away from the family, didn't speak to them for a year, didn't speak to any of them, right? When I finally got invited to an event to and I knew everyone was going to be there, I thought, I'm going to have to bite the bullet someday. I'm going to have to go and deal with all of these people. Let me go and deal with it now. My life's great. I'm in a great position. After that event, and I went there and I saw everyone, traumatic, horrible situation for me to be in, after all of the stuff they said about me, to my face and behind my back and to each other, and how they all tore me down and mocked and ridiculed me and questioned every sense of who I am, degrading me in different ways, right? After that, and I was still went back into that inner child of me where I was seeking validation, because they were all sharing what they were doing in their life, and I shared a little bit, and I was like, you know what, I'll just send you my link, I'll send you my latest publication, because it actually just dropped last night, so I'm so excited, I'm willing to share. And the fact that I didn't get no response or any positive vibrations back, oh my God, quickly sunk back into that low vibration. And then I realised I can't even go around them, I can't even be around them. It's unhealthy for me, it's not good for me. And initially I felt like it was me, like I was the problem. Like, why can't I just be comfortable to be in that environment? Why can't I be happy with that communal vibration? How dare I think I'm too good to be around that low vibration? But the truth of the matter is, I am too good. Too good in heart, too good in spirit, too good in line with the Lord and what is right and loving and morally sound and integritous and positive and loving. I'm too good for that. Sorry, I am. Because I give love to everyone. And I always will. And I have to be careful who I let into my circle and who I let around me and how much love I give off freely. Because all that ever happens when I continue to give off love freely is I end up being depleted and I end up being brokenhearted and I end up sacrificing my true love and my victory and all my successes, because there's no way I should be feeling down and out and depressed and broken after months and years of repair, building the most beautiful business and brand and lifestyle I've ever dreamed of, doing something that no one in our ecosystem has ever really been able to do, to then be made to feel worthless again, just by the lack of response from those that I love the most. That means I need to take all of my love back from them then. How horrible. Then I've got to sit with that and work my way through those inner feelings and understand, wow, doesn't mean I'm an awful person. Doesn't mean I think I'm better than anyone else. It just means that I know that my mental health and emotional well-being is incredibly important to me. And I will be broken for the rest of my life if I don't choose to be wise and pull away. Because everyone can scream blood's thicker than water, blood's thicker than water. But when I was dying and out, down and out, broken hearted, I didn't have anyone helping me other than a whole load of water. Helping me get to the fucking shoreline. And once again, I feel like I'm harsh even talking about this. Clearly, I'm just free to say what I want now. And I'm assuming that any family and friends that actually know me in the real world that are still slow-key creeping on my content, you're not going to like it. And I've got no problems with you leaving. Because we're only kicking off over here. So fucking hell. Truth's out. Like it or lump it. Couldn't give a fuck. And that's exactly how you should be, Libra. Whatever your truth is, speak it from the rooftops. Because you're never going to get to where you want to be in your life and ascend and evolve and know true love when you're hanging around with a bunch of people that only know true hates. Jealousy, hatred, envy, bitterness, resentment, psychological manipulation, deceit, a lack of morals, a lack of integrity, a lack of respect. Last story I'll share with you as well, because we're going off today. This is a story that sits with me time and time again when I'm in reflection and when I'm doing some certain pieces of work and I'm just kind of ascending through cycles, and I just have to remember why I've made the choices that I made. So I'm the only girl in my family, like immediate family. I've just got two brothers, and I'm the first one in my family. I'm the middle child, but I'm the first one in my family to go to uni, and that's a big deal for me. And I remember before I finished my degree, I was so excited. I was overjoyed at the fact that I was gonna get a degree and be the first one in the family to get a degree. So I was at the house gloating, bearing in mind life's been really difficult. My family, my nan's just passed away, my dad's passed away, my grandparents just passed away, lost 3 members just during the COVID period, and I'm still pushing forward with my degree. Managed to leave with a first. I'm screaming about it from the rooftops. I'm so excited. I feel so accomplished. I feel so amazing inside. Like I can't even put into words the victory I felt inside of myself. Like if you go and look at my website, you'll see the glee and pride in myself. I just gloat about it because it just, there's no words to explain what it feels like to be able to achieve something like this, knowing where I've come from, knowing that I'm the only one who in my family who even made it through fucking college, can we say, So it just feels amazing. And then I remember being at the house with my family visiting that time, and I remember my brother saying to me, "You're not special. Half the world's got a degree. There's nothing special about you because you've got a degree, Louise." And in that moment, I fought back like I always do. I'm mouthy and I'm lippy, and I was like, whatever, fuck off, it's a great thing, I'm so proud of myself, whatever. But that phrase really sat with me. And once again, it's those kind of remarks, and maybe it shows that I haven't got thick enough skin. Or I always used to think that it's me not having thick enough skin. But that's another example of my win, of my success, of my ascension, of my breaking the ancestral curses, and then still being knocked down for it. How dare you feel special about yourself? for getting a degree. Half the world's got a degree. Well, no one in our family has it. Our family are more known for fucking rap sheets than they are degrees. So excuse me if I'm screaming from the rooftop and I'm fucking overjoyed about it. But no, in that communal living circumstance, I wasn't even allowed to be proud of getting a degree during the fucking pandemic after 3 of my family had died. And even the fact that my fucking dad was one of them and he committed suicide 5 days after my nan's funeral for a fucking heroin overdose. So excuse me if I want to glorify a fucking qualification. And it's those kind of moments, instead of looking at them in a darker context, and that used to take me into a dark place of depression and not feeling good enough and not feeling seen. No, not anymore. They're reminders of why I do this. They're reminders of what low vibrations actually are and how they crop up and how energies of the worst kind can creep into your psyche. Psychological abuse, the way that you tear people down and you make people feel like shit. Probably because they're actually envious of you and they feel like shit because you've achieved more than they have or they ever could. So the fact that they feel shitty about their reality, let's project it on you. We're not going to tell you anything about your beautiful publications or your website because we could never do that. We're not going to tell you that well done for getting a first class degree because we couldn't do that. So why not imprint on the empath, on the highly sensitive person, and make them feel shitty about what they've achieved? Even make them feel shitty for even gloating about it and singing it from the rooftops. Make them think they're egoic, why don't we? Because that way we can keep our image up and feel good about who we are through tearing them down. And it's moments like that, those memories there, that you need to learn to coin for the betterment of yourself. Because we can't keep looking at this stuff as, oh, we're too proud and we're sharing too much. Oh, maybe I'm too forward with my photos or my speech on my website. Maybe I'm too this, maybe I'm too that. Maybe you're too fucking wounded from the past and the psychological abuse that you've been through, and in your adulthood you're still being fucking riddled and plagued with self-doubt that isn't even yours because it's been imprinted on you from motherfuckers who couldn't care less about themselves. How about that? Yeah? So Libra, we've just journeyed deeply into the psyche here, and I hope you found solace in that, and I hope you find your true north in that. Go and check out the red pill when you've got time, because that's also pretty fucking deep. And I'll be back soon with more.